Complex. My name is Brock Wilson. This is my wife Whitney. We're both pleased to welcome you to our gym in Carolina Beach, North Carolina. We're excited today to introduce you to something we call barbell complexes, which is a very intense exercise method that involves packing a lot of work into a really short period of time. Today's barbell complex is going to involve 7 exercises, each performed for 7 repetitions each. You'll notice quickly that all the exercises are multi-joint and ground-based, meaning that we work more than one joint at a time, and we do so in a standing position. The rationale for that is that these exercises are going to replicate things you do in real life, much more so than, say, being bolted into a machine and moving just one joint at a time. You'll also notice with this complex that as one movement concludes, the bar is in the exact position you need it to be to roll into the next movement. So where one movement ends, the next movement begins. The net effect of that is to put a really powerful hit on your heart and lungs, on your cardiovascular system. So even while you're working a localized group too close to fatigue, then you switch that group, work something else, but your heart and lungs don't get a break at all. I'm going to adjust the camera. Whitney's going to perform the actions for you. I'm going to kind of coach her through it. So sit back and for the next 3 minutes, enjoy yourself. Cool. So she's going to step up to the bar. She's going to keep her back arched and break that bar off the ground with a little bit of a bend in her knee. And she's going to barbell row, dragging her elbows past her spine, striking right about the top of her rib cage. She's going to go 7 reps. There's 5. And she's going to come to the hang position. Good. Remember the hang? Yeah. So what she's going to do now is a stiff-legged deadlift, where she's going to keep her knees a fraction bent, but she's going to freeze that bend in place, and she's going to hinge at the waist. This is working the whole back chain. She's digging into the ground, and she's going to get hamstring, glute, and low back. Notice that her lower back stays locked in place, and her knee bend isn't excessive. Good. Keep pinching my fingers with your shoulders. Looking good, Whitney. Here's 7. Okay, she ends where she's going to start the next movement. This is the hang clean. She's going to give that bar a little bit of a jolt, shrug her shoulders, and scoop it up and stand the whole thing up. That's 1. She's going to do 7 times. This is the first of the exercises where we get a little bit of explosion out of it. And you can see how this might translate to real life. Next one's the last one. Good. From here, she's going to thrust for this thing, or squat and press it to overhead. This is the monster of the group. It's in the 4th position, or dead in the middle of this complex. Go ahead when you're ready. So she's going to keep a nice low back curve as she sits back and down, stacks the weight on her shoulders. When she takes it off her body, she's going to push her head through her arms. This lights up everything you've got. She's done with that. She racks the bar. She makes one change. She lifts her elbows a little higher so the bar is stacking on her shoulders. We're going to give her shoulders a break, but we're going to keep at those legs. Squat when you're ready. Next one's the last one. Once again, she finishes right where I want her to go into the next one. All she's got to do is adjust her feet a little bit. Now she's going to, again, add some velocity, and she's going to pop this bar over her head, what's known as a push jerk. And she stands it all the way up and brings the bar back down. Two left. 3 left. How you doing, honey?
It's harder than it looks.
Next one's the last one. Good. She's back to the rack. This is the last exercise. If you've been counting, she's 6 in. With 1 to go, she's going to bring that bar back down, and she's going to just straight deadlift it. So now her legs are not as straight. She's got a lot more bend in her knees, and she's going to take that bar off the ground for 7 reps. Last 2. Good, now don't put the bar down, please, when you're done. Because where is she? She's at the end of the round, but there's 6 more to go. So what's she going to do? Tilt forward and row that thing up and relax. Very nice. Whew. So bear in mind, that's 1 round out of 7. Put that all together, that's quite a bit of load. How might you progress this? A bunch of different ways. You could add weight to the bar. You could add repetitions per set, or my favorite way, you could put a stopwatch on it and take the time and check the time it takes to do that whole sequence. Keep your weight, keep your reps the same. Come in again, try to do it a little faster. Think about that for a second. What does that demand? That demands intensity from the very first rep, because right away the clock is running and you've got to beat your old score. So listen, thanks a lot for joining us. That's Barbell Complexes with Whitney and Brock Wilson. Cool, nice job, hon.
Thanks. My forearms are killing me.
Dude, I think we'll do that for the WOD.